Good day, my little robins. It's me, Beth. Another week has passed, which means you get another video from, well, me. And this week I'm doing a different kind of Q&A. I'm going to be focusing on that topic of university because it's, September. And, most people will either be going to university in September or the start of October. For me, when I went to university back in 2012, my course started in October, but I know some people might start in September. So I thought, why not, answer your guys', burning questions about university. I graduated 2 years ago in 2015, and I loved university. I loved my time there. And so if I can, help at least, one person who's watching this, I will know I've achieved something and my degree was worth something after all. Before we start, if you want to support me and the channel, click like, hit subscribe. But let's just dive right into this university Q&A. The first question I was asked is, should I go to university? Okay, now if you're watching this video, you've probably already decided that you are going to university. And congratulations if you've got into university. It can sometimes be very hard, especially when you have to get a certain amount of grades to get into your, first choice or, your second choice university. But there might be some people, watching this who have put off university and are thinking about, maybe going next year instead of this year, and that's perfectly okay. Everybody is different. For example, the only reason I went to university straight out of sixth form college was because I came from the middle of nowhere and there was nothing else for me to do. There were no apprenticeships out there, there were no internships. I knew I would have to move to a city to even have like a possibility of going anywhere, and I moved to Liverpool. I went to Liverpool, John Moores University for 3 years, and they were some of, the best days of my life. But whether or not you should go to university, you've got to think of a number of factors. For me, I know the big factor that was potentially, stopping me going was the fact that university tuition fees went up from like $3,000 to $9,000 a year. I don't know, if they've stayed the same now, but there was some talk in the news about them going up even more, and I'm like, damn, stop upping fees. So yeah, you've got to think about that. There's university fees, you've got to buy all the stuff for your university course. There's always going to be negatives and positives attached to this, but the person who asked me this on Tumblr, make a list of pros and cons, and, think long and hard whether or not, it is right for you, because you don't want to go to university and then, drop out in the first week because you realise, okay, I don't want to do this. Do your research on the city you're moving to, do research on your student accommodation, do research on your course, that's most important. Pick somewhere that you're going to enjoy spending, 3 years of your life. Yeah, that's all I can say about that question. Question 2 is, should I join any clubs or societies? Now, I was only ever part of one society during my university years, and the sun's just come out, so be prepared for a bit of lighting issues. And I was a part of the Tabletop Gaming Society, which my best friend Charlie actually formed in our second year of university because she wanted a place, to play Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and all around, tabletop games, and so I was a part of that society. But there's a thing called Freshers Week, which we'll actually touch on later in this video because that was a specific question about Freshers Week. There are lots of societies, and certain universities will have different clubs that, you can join. That's what Freshers Week is for. You can, most of them will have like taster nights where you can go and, you can get a feel for what it's like. But also remember that some of these clubs will come with fees and, membership costs. For example, when I joined the Tabletop Gaming Society in second year of university, it was free. But then the university implemented a rule where all societies had to charge a membership fee, and so the fee went up to £5, which was alright because I was paying £5 to play role-playing games with my friends for like 4 hours, so that was okay for me. But just think, especially if you're doing like a sports club or a sports society, you'll have to buy equipment, travel to get to places. Societies, you'll also meet a lot of cool people who you might even be friends with, for life. That's the benefits of joining a club or society, is meeting the people. I'm really bad at that because I was only part of one society, and that was a really geeky society. Tabletop games. All the people who love tabletop games, give this a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up regardless. Question number 3 is, I'm nervous about living with strangers, what can I do? I was in the same boat. I was absolutely crapping myself at the thought of living with 4 other people. I lived in a flat of 5, so it was me and 4 other people. There were 2 other girls and 2 guys, and before I moved in I was like, oh my god, what if they don't like me? You know, what if we have nothing in common? But there's a good thing nowadays, there's a thing called Facebook and social media, and 9 times out of 10 your university accommodation will have a Facebook page, and you can write, oh, I'm looking for my flatmates, and then you put like whatever flat or house you're living in, and there is an 80% chance, you know, that you'll find the people you are living with before you even move into university, so you can, you know, get to know each other. That's how I found out who I was living with first and second year of university, because I lived in student accommodation all 3 years. 3rd year I moved in with my 2 friends, Charlie and Caitlin. Love you girls. But yeah, living with strangers can be hard, especially if you're not a people person, but what I highly recommend is once you've moved in, you know, if you have like a communal lounge kitchen area, you know, you should all gather in there and, you know, you get to know each other, play 20 questions, because you'll find out that you have a lot in common with these people, or you might even find out that, you know, you don't like said people, but you're going to be living with these people for at least, you know, the first year of your university life, so you've kind of got to, you know, step out of your shell and, you know, just, you know, love university for what it is. And the 4th and final question is, what is Freshers Week? Okay, I'm going to give you a basic rundown of what my Freshers Week was. It was a whole week of events set up by the university and, you know, the student guild that included, you know, nights out, like theme nights. I know we had a couple of theme nights. The one I remember was emergency services, and I went dressed as a sexy nurse because, yeah, fancy dress, lots of fancy dress during Freshers Week. You know, there'll be deals at, you know, clubs and, you know, bars for students. Your university will also set up Freshers Fairs where, you know, you can join clubs and societies, you know, you can get help with information. You can also get a load of free stuff at these Freshers Fairs. I ate so much pizza, and I have so many glasses and cups from different places that I'm like, why did I even collect these? Because they were free. And on your course, I know for me they had icebreaker sessions for the film side of my degree, because I did a joint honours. They took our whole film class to the cinema and we saw Lawless, and then, you know, we went out for drinks and discussed the film afterwards. Creative writing, they took us away for a weekend to the middle of nowhere in Wales. When you're in the middle of nowhere, you will bond with people, but yeah, that's Freshers Week in a nutshell. There's theme nights, there's lots of activities going on, you know, your course will put something on. You're going to meet a lot of people at Freshers Week, and the drinks. I didn't drink a lot before I went to university, so Freshers Week was like an eye-opener for me, but it's the best week. You know, especially since the week after you start your university course, so it's nice to have a bit of fun, you know, get into like the university lifestyle before all the hard work starts. Yeah, that just ends my university Q&A. In the comments below, I would love, you know, to, you know, hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about, you know, university, wherever or not you're going, where you're going, what you're studying. I study creative writing and film studies. That's right. I'm one of those arty students who hasn't gone into an art career. I work in retail. That's also a downer. You might not get into your dream career, but it's the end of the Q&A. So yeah, comment below your university, you know, positives, negatives, what you're looking forward to. While down there, you can check out all the links to my social media. You can click my face right here to subscribe to the channel. Check out my last 2 videos right here. I hope, you know, you guys make amazing memories. That's what university is for. Until next week, I am Beth. Goodbye.